Rain fell across Detroit when Emma Parker entered Brooks Auto Repair carrying a worn folder and a hopeful expression. She needed work urgently. The modest shop looked busy, with cars waiting outside and tools covering every wall. Behind the counter stood Daniel Brooks, a hard-working single father with tired eyes. Emma introduced herself and explained her experience with bookkeeping, customer service, scheduling, and basic automotive administration. Daniel studied her resume, while Mia, his 8-year-old daughter, colored quietly nearby. Emma expected ordinary interview questions, but Daniel glanced toward the overflowing appointment board and sighed like another problem had appeared. "I need a wife, not an employee," Daniel said bluntly. Emma froze, certain she had misunderstood him. Daniel immediately realized how terrible his sentence sounded, but Emma closed her folder. She said she wanted honest employment, not an uncomfortable arrangement, then turned toward the door before he could explain himself. Daniel stepped from behind the counter. "Please wait. That came out completely wrong," he said. Emma stopped without turning around. Daniel explained that his shop was growing, his daughter needed stability, and he desperately needed someone who could manage business responsibilities. He promised employment would remain strictly professional and respectful. Emma slowly faced him. Daniel clarified that he wanted a trusted partner someday, not someone he could control. He had no intention of mixing employment with romance. Emma remained skeptical. Then Mia approached quietly and asked whether Emma was still leaving. The innocent question softened the tension between both adults immediately. Emma crouched beside Mia and promised she would not leave because of one awkward sentence. Daniel apologized sincerely. Emma agreed to finish the interview, but established one rule immediately. Work and personal relationships would remain separate unless both adults freely chose otherwise. Daniel accepted her boundary without hesitation and thanked her honestly. Daniel offered Emma a 3-month administrative position with clear hours, responsibilities, and fair pay. Emma accepted. During her first week, she discovered the shop was busier than expected. Customers loved Daniel's mechanical honesty, but his paperwork was chaotic, and unpaid invoices were quietly threatening the business he had worked years to build. Emma reorganized everything without insulting Daniel's methods. She created digital records, scheduled appointments, contacted suppliers, and discovered billing errors that had cost the shop thousands. Daniel was impressed, but Emma reminded him that her job was simply making his business easier to manage. She expected no special treatment from him. Meanwhile, Mia began waiting eagerly for Emma each morning. Emma never tried replacing anyone in the child's life. She helped with homework only when invited and listened when Mia discussed school. Daniel noticed their natural connection, but carefully respected the boundary Emma had established. He refused to make assumptions about anything. One evening, Daniel found Emma working late beside a mountain of invoices. He offered to drive her home, but she declined politely. Daniel asked why she was working beyond her hours. Emma admitted she wanted the shop to succeed because it had become the first workplace where she genuinely felt valued. Daniel was touched, but reminded her that dedication should not mean sacrificing personal time. Emma smiled and said he sounded surprisingly responsible for someone who had opened an interview by proposing marriage. Daniel laughed for the first time that day. Their awkward beginning slowly became an inside joke between them. Weeks passed, and the shop became profitable again. Daniel hired another mechanic, giving himself more time with Mia. Emma received a better offer from a large automotive company downtown, offering higher pay and impressive benefits. She kept the offer private because she feared Daniel might misunderstand her reasons for considering it. Daniel eventually learned accidentally when the recruiter called the shop. Instead of becoming angry, he congratulated Emma. He told her she deserved every opportunity available. Emma was surprised. She admitted that part of her wanted to stay because Brooks Auto Repair had become more than another workplace for her. Daniel looked at her carefully. "Then stay because you choose to," he said, "not because you feel responsible for us." Emma realized his words mattered. Daniel had changed since their first meeting. He no longer treated partnership as something he desperately needed. He had learned to build stability independently for himself. That weekend, Daniel invited Emma to a neighborhood charity car show, making it clear she could attend only if she wanted. Emma agreed. Mia spent the afternoon showing her favorite cars, while Daniel repaired an old pickup for a local veteran. Emma watched him work and felt unexpected admiration growing quietly. Afterward, Emma told Daniel she finally understood what he meant during their first meeting. He looked confused. She explained that he had not really been asking for a wife immediately. He had been admitting that he wanted companionship, family, and someone dependable beside him. Daniel listened carefully, then smiled. Daniel admitted he had been lonely since becoming a single father. He focused entirely on Mia and the shop, convincing himself that wanting love was selfish. Emma told him wanting companionship was not selfish, but expecting an employee to become a partner certainly would have been unfair. Daniel agreed completely. They both laughed. Then Emma surprised him by saying she was interested in knowing him outside work. Daniel did not immediately answer. He asked whether she was certain, because he never wanted their relationship threatening her career. Emma said they could move slowly, keep everything respectful, and protect her independence. Their first date was simple: dinner at a small Detroit restaurant, followed by a downtown walk. There were no expensive gifts, dramatic promises, or pressure. They discussed childhood dreams, difficult years, and their hopes. Daniel discovered Emma loved classic cars almost as much as he did, which made him laugh. Months later, Emma became a business partner rather than merely an employee, while Daniel remained committed to being Mia's father first. Their relationship grew naturally, without contracts or expectations. When someone joked about Daniel's strange interview line, he smiled and said, "I needed a wife someday, but first I needed the right person."